Welcome to the Fuller Homestead. We're a family of 4 who left the city life behind to pursue a calling on our hearts to raise and grow what we eat while cultivating a life that is intentional, meaningful, and connected to God. I'm Andrea, a homesteading, homeschooling mama of 2. Come join me as I take you into a glimpse of our daily life here on our 40-acre homestead in North Florida. Hi. We're officially at the point of the season where the harvest might be overrunning the house a little bit. And I can't complain. I can't be upset about it. I'm actually thrilled with it. And I'm crazy because I just picked up like 50 pounds of peaches to process 2 days ago. And I got a 40-pound box of bananas, which the kids and I knocked out today, except for the banana peels, which we're gonna throw in compost. So this is like for real. These are just the peels. So we're actively doing things every single day, but my kitchen just looks like a complete train wreck. But it's so exciting. I can't even be upset. Like, I'm not upset. I can't be. How can you be? Tonight was super exciting. We got our first 2 heirloom tomatoes out of the garden. And these are pink Berkeley tie-dyes. And they're absolutely stunning. They're supposed to be a little bit green. They'll ripen up for about 1 more day on the counter, and then they're gonna be ready. And I cannot wait to cut into them. They're gonna be absolutely stunning. So we're getting, this is a black from Tula. It's totally right. I might eat it tonight, actually. Look how beautiful it is. So we're at the point where it's, 9 o'clock at night. We haven't had dinner yet. Like, there's just stuff absolutely everywhere. Not stuff, produce, just produce everywhere. This basket, just this basket, is from tonight. That's my harvest for tonight. Tons more tomatoes, just a lot of tomatoes coming out, and a lot of basil because we're drinking basil tea every day. There's just a lot. So we've already put up 21 bags of shredded zucchini. We have 34 bags of sliced, like just squash and zucchini, like a vegetable medley for dinners. We have 34 bags of that. My goal is to have 52 bags, a bag for each year. And my goal also with the shredded zucchini would be hopefully close to that, because my kids absolutely love zucchini bread. And that would mean we could make zucchini bread about once a week. And we could eat squash and zucchini once a week too for a side. So that's my goal with that. Tomatoes are coming in just prolifically. They're everywhere. I'm not upset about it. I snack on them all the time. They're amazing. They're so good. I'm just at this moment where the harvest is flowing and my heart is just hugely grateful. Last year, I put a lot of work into the garden, a lot. I was brand new. We were new to this area. It was my first year in the garden. I planted a massive space and I failed massively as well. We got hardly anything last year. We got cherry tomatoes because they're pretty hard to mess up. Cherry tomatoes are hardy and they grow no matter what. And we got nothing like we're getting this year, but we did get some cherry tomatoes. We didn't get, I think we got 1 squash, maybe 2, that's it. And they were bitter, they weren't even good. We got 0 zucchini. I did not plant basil. If I did, it didn't work. Our garlic harvest was not plentiful at all. We just had a really tough year. Cucumbers were just bug ridden. Most of it, all of it was, not all of it, most of it was my fault. I planted late. I didn't know when to plant. I just, you know, I was new. I was just new at it. But then a lot of it also was our soil and our ground and our water and just a lot of things, you know. We weren't watering sufficiently for what the plants needed. The pest load just became too big and too pushing on the plants because we were late in the year. I planted later than I should have. And then also our soil just wasn't good. We sent it out for testing after the season was over, and I was like, oh my gosh, I worked so hard. There's no way that we only got what we got, you know? And because of that, I sent it out for testing, and sure enough, you know, our soil was just lacking a ton of minerals, a ton of nutritional content. So that's why we decided to go ahead and put the raised beds in. The raised beds have been an absolute game changer. They're easier to weed, they're easier to maintain, they're easier to water. If they get too much water, they drain well and they don't sit in wetness. If they don't get enough water, you can manage that soil a little better. I feel like it's just really, really incredible game changer. So as you can see, I'm just swimming in produce and I'm not mad about it. I'm not. I can't even quit smiling, you know? I wake up in the morning, my counter's covered with food. I go to bed at night, my counter's covered with food. That's okay. It's okay because that means the garden's producing, it's providing, and we couldn't be more excited about it. So I've already processed quite a bit. I'm gonna continue processing every day. I feel like we just go from sun up to sundown. It's tiring, it's exhausting, but it is a fulfilling tired, you know, a really, really fulfilling tired to know that we started all these plants from seed and grew them on our land, and we had complete control over what went in them, what went on them, you know, what kind of seeds we started from. Majority of everything we're growing are heirloom seeds. I'm a huge believer in heirloom seeds. I think that anything you grow, I think that means, you know, we should want to reproduce that plant. And so heirloom seeds, you can take that same plant, you know, you can take this black from Tula tomato, you can get seeds from it, you can dry them out, you can plant them in the ground the next year and you will get the same black from Tula plant again. I mean, there is something called cross-pollination, and of course that's a potential, but your heirloom seeds are a true seed, you know, and I think that that's really important. And so that's what I want to grow. We're growing all natural food. So I know when my kids go into the garden and they pop a cherry tomato in their mouth, I know that there's nothing sprayed on that food. Nothing. There is nothing to ruin that food. It has been grown with our hands, our love, in soil that we know where it came from, seeds that we know where they came from, and it's just been cultivated organically, and not in the sense, you know, I feel like that word organic has just been so diluted at this point. You know, everybody's like, is it organic? Is it organic? Well, what is organic, you know? I think it means so many different things to so many different people. It means something completely different to our government. You know, it can be, USDA can mark something organic, but it could still be sprayed. It can still have so many things on it. And so graze on, all kinds of things can be sprayed on your food, even if it's marked organic. So, you know, a lot of our food is imported from different countries. And because of that, different countries have different regulations, and so they can spray in that country and then ship it to our country. There's just so many things, you know, that you have to think about when you're consuming right now in our society and our culture and our economy, because it's not the same as it used to be at all. I read something today that said that in the United States, blueberries right now in North Carolina, they're selling for under the cost of production. So farmers not only aren't making anything, they're actually losing money on selling their blueberries this year, right now. And within the last 4 days, Mexico has shipped in some like, I don't know, something ridiculous, like 3.4 million pounds of blueberries into the United States of America to be sold here. So that's a broken system. Like, that's a broken system. You have American farmers who are farming, and I'm not saying that these blueberry farmers are organic. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying they're putting their life into it. Their whole entire body, their soul, everything goes into growing food for you, you know, for us to put on our table, to feed our children. And we're getting a product, we go to the store, and because it's cheaper or whatever else, we're getting a product from Mexico instead of supporting our own Americans. And that's a problem. That's a broken system. And Matt and I saw that problem. We saw it a while ago, and it's one of the reasons why we wanted to move, because we wanted to have land and be able to cultivate our own food, because it's too sketchy. We don't know where it's from. You know, we go to the grocery store and we're just not sure what we're buying at this point. And we want to take that back. You know, we want to take ownership of that back. We want to take ownership of our bodies back and be able to say, like, we're going to work really, really, really hard, and we're going to get a product out of it that we are proud, like proud to feed our kids. We are proud to put on our table because we know what went into it, you know? And we're doing it. And so I think that the blessing that comes from the work that you put in is just so, it's just incredibly soul-filling. And you know, God is just so good. He's so good. Kinsley said it perfectly tonight, you know? She said, you know, Mom, I've noticed something. I noticed that the hard work is the good work. And I said, what do you mean, baby? And she was like, well, I mean, like, if you're working hard, you know, you're out there in the garden every single day, because you're not going to spray pesticides on your plants. You're going to pull the bugs off of your plants with your hands, because you don't want to spray anything that can hurt us or hurt the pollinators or the environment. And I know this is crazy vocabulary, but if you met my kids, you know they have this vocabulary. So she said all of those things exactly as I said it. And she said, you know, but you go out there and you're picking these bugs and you're doing it, and you're doing it the natural way, the way God intended it to be. And it's hard work, but in the end, it pays off. So she said, hard work is good work. And I loved that. I love her logic, and I love even more that she has put that together since we have been doing hard work. It has been 2 years of us busting our butts doing hard work. And my daughter sat there tonight and told me hard work is good work. And then she gave me a very comprehensive explanation as to why. And that is it. That's why we do what we do. That's why we're doing what we're doing. It's so my kids can grow up knowing that they can break the cycle, that they don't have to be chained in, they don't have to live in a box, that they can break a cycle and they can grow their own healthy food, and they can take care of their families with their own hands and cultivate a life that's worth it, you know? Hard work is good work. I love it. And I'm grateful. Grateful that we get to live a life putting in hard work. We chose it. And I would just implore you, beg you to choose it also, because it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. And you know, even if you grow a container garden because you don't have the space, you know, we made a big move, you know, we literally pulled our whole life. We ripped it up. We ripped our roots up that we were laying down, and we left. And we had a dream in our heads. We had a vision. And this is that vision right here in front of you. This is the vision. we had a calling, we had a desire, we had a heartbeat, a heart cry, and we followed it. And that's huge and big and mighty. And you don't have to do something so drastic or so dramatic to make an impact. And I think that's the thing I was saying, is like, it doesn't have to be life altering, you know? You could buy a couple pots and you can get some organic potting mix and you can plant some tomatoes in there. If you don't have a lot of space, use what you have. But just know that we're not stuck in a box, that there's hope to get out of it. There's hope to build a better life for your kids, to build a better life for your family. There's hope. And it just starts with hard work. And I think through that hard work, God's faithfulness shows up. His mercies are deep and great, and they show up for you. There's a lot of grace in this life. There's a lot of things we absolutely do not do correctly. We're learning every single day. But we are 2 years in, and we're doing the hard work, and the hard work is starting to pay off. And we're starting to cultivate our kids' minds, you know? We're starting to actually see what we're putting in coming back out. And I think that alone is just amazing. It's amazing. It's so filling. It's so beautiful. It's just beautiful. The life that we have right here, doing the hard work, it's worth it. And just remember, no matter what you do in life, the hard work is the good work. So I hope y'all have a great night. And I hope you just get motivation to just do the hard thing, you know? And don't take the easy route, but just do the hard thing and know that when you do hard work, it's good work. Y'all have a great night.